Picture this. Two people retire with the exact same amount of money, the exact same pension, and the exact same financial plan. One of them thrives in retirement. The other one runs out of money way sooner than expected. What went wrong? Here's the crazy part. It might come down to something as simple as the month they chose to retire, and most people have absolutely no idea this is even a factor. So if you are thinking about retirement, or if someone you love is planning to retire soon, you need to watch this entire video because the information I'm about to share could literally save your retirement. Let me start with something called sequence of returns risk, because this is the invisible enemy that destroys retirement accounts without anyone seeing it coming. When you are still working and saving money, the order in which the market goes up or down does not really matter all that much. But the moment you retire and start withdrawing money, that order becomes everything. If the market drops hard in your first year or two of retirement, you are selling shares at a loss to cover your living expenses. Those shares are gone forever. They cannot recover and work for you when the market bounces back. This is the foundational problem, and the month you retire plays a direct role in how exposed you are to this exact risk. Stay with me, because this is where it gets really interesting. Think about the stock market and how it tends to behave throughout the year. Historically, markets have shown patterns of seasonal performance. Some months and quarters have statistically delivered stronger returns than others. While no one can perfectly predict what the market will do, retiring right before a historically weaker period means your very first months of drawing from your portfolio could coincide with lower or even negative returns. That right there is the sequence of returns risk showing up at the worst possible time. Now here's what most financial advisors will not tell you up front. Your first 2 to 3 years of retirement are the most critical window for your entire financial future. Research has consistently shown that if your portfolio takes a major hit in those early years, the long-term damage is disproportionately severe compared to a market drop happening later in retirement. This means that a bad January, February, or even an entire first year can permanently alter your retirement trajectory. The good news is that understanding this gives you power, and power in retirement planning means choices. So let me tell you what those choices actually look like. One of the smartest strategies that retirees and financial planners use is called a cash buffer or bucket strategy. The idea is simple, but incredibly powerful. Before you retire, you set aside 1 to 2 years' worth of living expenses in cash or very low-risk accounts. This way, if the market drops right after you retire, you are not forced to sell your investments at a loss. You just draw from your cash bucket while your portfolio has time to recover. The month you retire determines how much runway you need in that buffer, and getting this timing even slightly wrong without a buffer in place is what sends people into financial panic just months into retirement. But timing is only one piece of the puzzle. Government benefits like Social Security and certain pension structures also have timing elements tied to the calendar year. Depending on when in the year you officially retire, your benefit calculations, your first payment dates, and even your Medicare enrollment windows can shift. For example, if you retire too early in the year without proper planning, you might face a gap in healthcare coverage that costs thousands of dollars out of pocket before Medicare kicks in. Or your Social Security payments might not begin as quickly as you assumed. These gaps might seem minor, but they create real financial pressure right at the start of retirement when you are already adjusting to a completely new financial reality. And that pressure compounds faster than most people realize. There is also a tax angle here that catches people completely off guard. When you retire mid-year, you may still have earned income from the first part of the year, which gets combined with your retirement withdrawals. This can unexpectedly push you into a higher tax bracket for that transition year. Some people retire in January specifically to give themselves a cleaner tax year from day one of retirement. Others retire in December to maximize their employer contributions and benefits, right up until the end. Both approaches have merit depending on your specific financial picture, but the key point is that this decision should never happen by default. It should be deliberate and calculated. Now here is the part of this conversation that most people never get to. The emotional and psychological side of retirement timing is just as real as the financial side. Studies on retirement satisfaction show that people who retire during spring and summer months often report higher initial satisfaction scores than those who retire in the darker, colder months. Part of this comes down to social activity, outdoor access, and how retirement is experienced in those first months, which, as we already established, are the most impactful months of your retirement journey. Starting retirement with positivity and energy matters because it shapes how you manage money, how you engage with your plan, and whether you panic or stay calm when markets fluctuate. So here's the bottom line, and what I want you to walk away with today. Retirement is not just about reaching a savings number or hitting a certain age. The month you actually pull the trigger on retirement has real measurable consequences on your financial health, your tax situation, your government benefits, and even your emotional well-being. The two people I described at the very beginning of this video did not have different luck. They made different timing decisions, and those decisions rippled through every year that followed. If you are serious about getting this right, the single best thing you can do right now is talk to a fee-only financial advisor who specializes in retirement income planning. Run your numbers across multiple retirement start dates and see how they compare. Because the month you retire could be one of the most important decisions you ever make, and now you know why.